Hi. They say that you should begin a TED talk with a powerful quote. So here's mine. Ma, log kya kahenge? If you grew up in India, you would perhaps have heard it already, possibly 5 times in a week. But as luck would have it, it wasn't a real thing in my home. In my home, we often asked, hame kya kehna chahiye, rather than log kya kahenge. Debate were a sport in my home. Arguments were welcome, logics were encouraged. In fact, if you did not win a dinner table conversation, you would perhaps not be entitled for the dessert that night. Words were a currency in which I was made to invest in pretty early. So I started journaling long before it was considered cool. I started blogging long before it was monetized. I started doing poetry long before I even knew what literature was, because words weren't a medium of expression for me. Words meant existing. 5th of March, 2015. My big fat chance of luck came across. So there's this international writing platform called the Huffington Post, which at that point of time, they used to host the world-class authors and feature their stories, and to be writing for them meant something really big. I wanted to give it a try. They invited me to send a pitch. I sent it across. Now, the article that I wrote was titled, The Unholy Side of Holy. This was an article which was a satirical take on how Holi is played in our country, sometimes as a license to touch people without consent, especially women. The pitch got accepted quickly. The post got viral really quickly. And in no time, I started receiving messages from women from all across. They would say, oh my God, somebody spoke on our behalf. Wow, somebody spoke our mind. We feel heard, we feel validated. And I felt so good. But then came the other side, the dark side, the troll. And this time, men. They said I'm a man hater. I'm a culture hater. I'm a festival hater. That I should be banned from Holi as well as the internet. One of them even went on to say, she must be too ugly to be touched in Holi. The other said, go get her a husband. She's desperate, in a very derogatory way. Somebody said, let's drown her in a well of bhang and let her be forgotten. I was hurt. This was supposed to be my first. The next day, I shut my laptop. I shut off the internet. In fact, I went away beyond. I shut myself up. I didn't eat, I didn't speak. I cried in the shower so that nobody could see me crying. I was young, I was naive, I was tender, I was fragile. With each comment, with each troll, I was breaking. There was so much of hatred, anger. There was so much of threat and abuse, I could not deal with it. I remember running to my partner, hugging him and saying, I cannot write anymore. If writing gets me all of this, so much of hatred, probably it isn't worth it. I was shattered. Long before I could make my grand kickstart, I was crushed and broken. Long before I learned to fly, my wings were put on fire. And you know, when hundreds of strangers collectively come tearing into you, not your ideas, but you, it does something to your spirit. And it isn't feedback, sorry. It is character assassination. It is mental abuse disguised as opinion. But sometimes, when the voice inside of you is shaking, it isn't out of fear. It is out of that truth that is yelling to come out, itching to get out of your skin. And it was my moment. I did not stop writing, I did not quit. In fact, I wrote another article, and then another, and then many more. Because with each word that I wrote, I stitched a piece of myself back. That was my emancipation. To keep writing more and more and not quitting. The restless inside me to keep writing actually surpassed the restlessness the trolls incited in me. And this time I wasn't writing to prove anyone a point. I was writing for myself and perhaps for that someone somewhere in the world who would feel a little less alone. I felt good. That was my moment. Cut to 2025. It's been a decade of my work out there. In magazines, in newspapers, in columns, I have used words for live storytelling, performative poetry. I've spoken in small communities, big international platforms, even in a hall with a handful of people, because wherever it meant to be voicing up, I have. That is important to me. And I really do not know in this course, did I bring about a change in anyone or in the system? But I do know this, that the countless messages that I have received during these years, a number of emails that land up in my inbox, sharing their personal stories, and the women who come to me, they hug, they cry, they bear their heart out. It means a world, it makes my effort worthwhile. The journey has been very beautiful. And in this shared journey, I have not written for them. I have written alongside them. They have transformed me to become stronger. They have transformed me to become somebody who is more attuned to the struggles of others, somebody who is unyieldingly brave now in the face of my own. And so from the little that I have learned in these 10 years, there's a little that I want to share with you because I think it might be of some use to you. We live in strange times, you know. The times when Instagram bios are motivational, but the comments section stings of mental combust. Where the reels and the filters are flawless, but the mind gathers dust. We are told to be ourselves, but only if we are hashtag viral, hashtag versatile, hashtag pleasant, hashtag likable. We are so afraid of getting cancelled that we forget to begin. We curate our lives so much that we forget to live in. We speak our truth, but only after it is trending. We chase validation so much that our own voice needs mending. We scroll the stories by a ton, but in this chase, we forget to write a story of our own one. Why? Why do we do that? So just halt, breathe, and rewire yourself. Do what you want to do the way you want to do, and do not cave in. Especially in these 5 moments that I'm going to tell you, do not cave in. Instance 1, never cave in when you get rejected. You know, once upon a time, aloo was considered suspicious and foreign, but look at it now. It's in every sabzi, every burger, and every sandwich. Rejection is just a redirection. Number 2, do not cave in when they laugh at your dreams. They will. Is it even a dream if it is not ridiculous? Because simple is only a postpaid mobile plan. Number 3, do not cave in when trolls hit at you. Remember, these are the same people who haven't figured out anything about their lives themselves, and they are out there judging you. They don't know you, you know yourself. And if they had better things to do, trust me, they'd be doing it. Ignore. Number 4, do not cave in when your first attempt fails. It will fail. Even the packet of Maggi says it can be cooked in 2 minutes when we take 10 and 12. So make it to your taste. 12, 1200, 2, doesn't matter as long as it is to your taste. And number 5, do not cave in when they say it isn't practical. Breathing underwater was never practical, but all of us, didn't we learn to swim? Falling in love was never practical, but look at us now. We've fallen in love, we've got married, we've got broke, we've shared our Netflix password with a stranger. Because honestly, life is not a chemistry laboratory with theories and practical making the perfect equation. Sometimes the messiest experiments yield the best results. So create your own reaction. So before I leave you, there are a few lines that I wrote which come not from a place of fear, but of hope. And Because I'm a poet, I think you'll allow me to recite. Rewrite your story. Rewrite your story like it was chai with gur and adrak, make it to your taste. They'll say it won't work. Let them. They are just people giving advices in haste. They'll say it's tough. Like paratha without ghee, they'll probably dream and roll their eyes and ask you, are you a poet? Really? Say yes. A big resounding fat yes. They'll troll, they'll tease, they'll laugh at your homemade kite, but fly it anyway because winds don't wait for the applause to feel right. They'll put up signs. No entry, no chance, no way. Laugh at them because detours make the best stories any day. Sometimes, when the voice shakes and the night is long, when you self-doubt and you do not feel belong, just breathe, just rise, just stay. It's just a storm and it will pass away. You're never too much, but never too small. You were born to rise after each fall. So ink your truth until it bleeds. The world needs you, the world needs your seeds. Be that seed and rewrite your story. And I'm so glad it resonates with you. So if लोग आकर आपसे बोले कि बाकी 4 लोग क्या कहेंगे, तो उनसे ये बोलना कि कपड़े देखकर भी वो यही बोलते हैं कि ये एटीट्यूड है या कोई ब्रांड का टैग. You just need to wear your courage. That never goes out of style. And so when I take your leave, I have lots of art to make, a lot of trolls to mute, and a lot of thought to overthink before lunch break. Shukriya.